welcome. I know both organizations are really excited about the turnout for this evening and really excited to engage you all in dialogue. As many of you know, you're going to be participating in a conversation tonight with the Secular Student Alliance and our friends from Crosspoint Church. And to kind of set a tone for this evening, what you'll have arrived to tonight is a dialogue in lieu of a debate. And so something that really illustrates the difference between dialogue and debate is that dialogue is about the process of seeking information, about seeking to understand, about growing in knowledge, and exploring patiently from diverse points of view. Debate is where you begin to challenge and ask people to defend and try to illustrate your own points in more of an aggressive manner. And so my role as your moderator this evening is to help us stay in dialogue as long as possible, and I'll appreciate your support in that as well. So my name is Jeff Kenny. I am a staff member in the Gantt Center for Student Life and Diversity Education, and I'm really excited to support both organizations tonight as they strive to share more information about their mission and vision within their spiritual identity. So with that, if our folks from the Secular Student Alliance would introduce yourselves.
Hello. We are the Secular Student Alliance. I am Maggie. I guess we'll go through.
My name is Matthew Burrows.
Right.
Hi, I'm John. Hey, I'm John. I'm a philosophy major sophomore and president of this fine organization.
Hello, my name is Manali Darachani. I'm a graduate student in the physics department.
My name is Jordan Lawrence. I'm a management major from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
What I've got for you guys today is a PowerPoint that I've made because when I've interacted with people a lot, I found that they don't really understand our position very well before they start talking to us. So I've organized this in a way that I address things that I've heard personally from people and things that I've seen other people say that they've heard. So I guess go ahead and start. Atheists are known as one of the least trusted minorities. There's been a lot of studies that have come out, mostly polls that just say that people would be least likely to vote for an atheist president. A lot of these stereotypes come from like people thinking atheists are sad or grouchy, like this comic says, why are they always so sad? That's something that we really don't want to portray ourselves as, that we're sad and we don't want to talk to you and we hide in our houses, because that's not true. So what does atheism really mean? A lot of people don't like to use the word atheist just because it has that kind of negative stereotype. And a lot of people will say, they're a non-believer or not affiliated or agnostic or other words, and they really mean the same thing. So go to the next slide. This is the most important thing, I think, in the PowerPoint, is just knowing what atheist and agnostic means. There's a wide spectrum. On one hand, you have the Gnostic theist and the Gnostic atheist, which are both claiming they know for sure that there is or is not a God. If you ask them, yes, I have proof that there is a God, or no, I have proof that there is no God, and I don't believe it. Whereas agnosticism would be saying, well, I don't know for certain that a God exists, but I believe in one based on a few guesses that I have and things that I've seen. And the same thing with the agnostic atheist. Doesn't claim to know 100% that there's not a God, but doesn't believe in one. That's where most of us in this panel and our group fall into. We are agnostic atheists. We can't claim to know the entire universe. We can't claim to know everything by the physical. We don't know what we don't know. But we haven't been proven, we haven't seen any evidence. So we feel sure enough to say that we don't believe in a God, but we can't say for sure certain. These are a few myths that I wanted to address. Some of these may seem like common sense. Some of these, you may have never thought that have been asked of an atheist. I certainly have not run into many of these with Crosspoint, but I have been told, and I've heard people say things like, atheists just want a silence religion. They want Christians or anybody religious to just stop talking and move out of the way. I've heard people say, well, if you leave the church, you're just conforming to the secular majority. I've heard people ask, have you considered God? Have you thought about it? Have you tried? Atheists don't have morals. I've heard that, or stole morals. You're just closed-minded. There are no atheists in foxholes, or some things. These are legitimate things, and I've encountered many of them. So, there's a myth that atheists haven't thought about God, I guess. It's really hard to know unless you talk to somebody, so that's kind of hard to put on people. But these are a list of YouTube people that I really recommend if you want to write them down and look them up later, that are very, very good at explaining exactly how you can be Christian and then fall away. And this is a mega belief. It shows that even if one thing is questioned, like if you pray to God and you feel like you just can't hear God talking, well, there's all these other things that keep you where you believe. Even with atheists or any belief that you have, not just Christianity or atheism, but shows you that you rely on a lot of things to believe one belief system, and it's a lot more complicated than you would think, and it's a long process. Another thing is, have you heard of, and then all these people in brackets used to be atheists, and I don't believe the last two ever claimed that they had been atheists, but I get people ask if I heard these people a lot. And yes, a lot of atheists, most atheists probably, have heard of these people and heard counter-arguments to these people. And they bring up good points, and they bring up, there are good counterpoints too. But telling anyone to read these things won't always change someone's mind. Atheists hate religion. Haters gonna hate. Atheism by definition is not a political statement at all. It's just a non-belief in a God. We don't want to say people can't talk. Obviously, we're here in a discussion with other people. We do not want people to stop talking. No matter what you have to say, we want to listen to it. We're going to answer your questions. Religion has done a lot of good things. We're not going to say that religion is 100% bad, because it's definitely not. But we don't hate it. We have issues, obviously, but even the issues that we have are not consolidated. It's not like one specific standpoint. If you're an atheist, you have an opinion on evolution or anything else. A lot of people do, but the word atheist itself does not suggest any of that. Atheists are the majority. I heard that a lot as a Christian, as I once was, but they used to tell me in my home church that the secular world would be pressing down on you because it has different values, and that probably is true. The majority doesn't represent what Christianity truly is. But atheists are certainly not the majority. These people here are atheists, except for Ben Stein. He is claiming that atheists might be the majority or infringe upon other people's rights. But most people do in America believe in God, and I think most people can agree on that. Whether or not people are really Christian or believe, a certain set of Christian beliefs is debatable. But most people do here believe in God, and most people are Christian in the United States. So, and only 4 in 10 believe in evolution according to the Gallup poll, which is kind of odd, but next one. Atheists haven't read the Bible. There's a lot you can say about the Bible. I thought about addressing that here, but I don't think that this is the time or place to do that. But most atheists have read the Bible, or at least a large part of it, and know what you're talking about, and in a lot of cases haven't been convinced. You can ask some more questions about that, but I won't go into that now. Atheists stole morals. I don't know. A lot of atheists have issues with the morality presented in the Bible. There's a lot of scary things in there if you read it. There's a lot of murder and rape and even incest, and there's a lot of context also involved in those things. But there is a lot of things that we disagree with as far as the morality presented. Another interesting thing is, this is, what is it? Pascal's wager, yeah, that's labeled there, I wasn't thinking. A lot of people like to use that. Well, if a God exists, and you don't believe he does, you go to hell. But, why don't you just take that chance? Why do you believe just in case there is a hell? Because there's no consequence if God doesn't exist. And that is a big point for us, because we believe that if a God does exist, he would care enough to want you to actually believe in him, not just believe in him for the sake of not going to hell. So we don't really agree with Pascal's wager. Atheists have no morals. Not all atheists are alcoholics and want to collect abortions. That is plainly not true, and I think that most of you who have atheist friends would know that already. But some people don't. And there's a lot of atheist charities, which I would have known if I hadn't been in the Secular Student Alliance. There's Foundation Beyond Belief. There's a lot of humanist groups. Bill Gates is an atheist and he donates the most to charity. Sweden is 85% atheist and they have less crime. You could attribute that to different things. This correlation doesn't equal causation. But that is interesting to note. There's an atheist giving to aid foundation logo there. So there's a lot of atheists that do care about other people and do want to give to charity. Atheists are not in foxholes or firefighters or anywhere. I don't know. I've seen that a lot on the internet. Not being a military person or a firefighter, I wouldn't know personally exactly how much persecution they go through, but I do know there was a secular concert. What was it? Do you guys know? There's a secular concert planned in one of the local military bases. Rock Beyond Belief, that was it. It got canceled for no good reason, and we still don't really know why. So there is still, to this day, a prejudice that there are no atheists in foxholes, but there's a picture right there. There's a few different organizations you can look up, so they're actually there. Atheists are closed-minded to religion. A lot of us have been, religious once, so you can't really say that. Maybe some people are, but there's definitely evidence that would convince us otherwise. Atheism is another religion. I've also heard that a lot. It takes just as much faith to be an atheist as it does to be religious. That is not true, because otherwise it would take just as much faith to not believe in Zeus as it would to believe in Zeus, and that is just not true. Atheists have nothing to live for. That's another thing that we get a lot. Why do you wake up in the morning? What purpose do you have without religion? We have a lot of things to live for. We have the same things to live for as you do. We have cute puppies and the wonder of nature and friends and finding out new things.